Hello everybody and welcome back to another Boruto review, and this is the best Choji eating episode. Yeah, it's not really hard to do better than an episode where Choji needs to eat food in order to do said thing, but this episode was not horrible. This episode wasn't bad, I feel like Choji was fine in the episode, regardless of him having to eat potato chips in order for him to move a gigantic boulder, because the whole episode is centered around, Mirai and the girl that we saw from the previous episode, and they're still, traveling with Kakashi and Guy on a vacation, whatever, and they come across this, apparent hidden hot springs that is sealed away, sort of in a way, because it's being crushed by a giant boulder, a giant rock, a giant mountain-looking thing. They literally call it a mountain in the episode, and they can't move it. They can't move it. The people in the village nearby are like, "Yeah, we've tried everything that we could do. We can't move it. Can't do anything about it." And then they were like, "Oh, like Hidden Steam, Shinobi can't do anything about it because apparently the little girls are getting fucking stolen, and they have to have their focus set on them." And so one of them suggests, "Hey, why don't we get, Shinobi from the Land of Fire to help out?" And they're like, they wouldn't send like high level Shinobi over here. They would only send the low level guys. Like, and then he like looks at Kakashi. He's like, "Yeah, don't you agree?" And then Mirai, of course, being herself, she's like, "You can't say that. It's the previous Hokage." But she says that like in her mind. She doesn't say that out loud, but it was still funny. I actually still kind of got a chuckle out of that. I thought it was pretty funny. And then Mirai being, the kind of the helpfulness person that she is. She wants to help people because she's just that kind of person. She, decides to go and try to help out and see if she could do anything. And she obviously can't do anything about it, but I also kind of forgot, but they also like to bring up Asuma in this episode, and I think we get to see a lot more insight with Asuma, and just this arc alone, because I was thinking about it after I was done watching the episode, and I was like, man, they really make me appreciate Asuma more than I already did, and even then it wasn't really that much, because when Asuma died, spoilers, when Asuma died in Shippuden, he, it was a sad death, right? It was a sad death and people weren't expecting it. But I think that was the only reason why it was so sad, is because nobody was really expecting it to happen to Asuma, the sensei, to, members of the main cast, characters alongside Naruto and Sasuke and etc. So we weren't really expecting it. At least I wasn't expecting that. And then Asuma died, and it was a shocking death. And then of course, we all knew what his relationship was like with Kurenai, and then Kurenai ended up being pregnant, and she was gonna have a child, Asuma's child, and it was just surprising. It was a surprising, shocking death, and people weren't expecting it. But if you really think about it, we didn't really get to see a whole lot of Asuma in terms of his overall personality, his quirk stuff. Just, we didn't really get to see a whole lot of what he was like, back when he was alive. And for some reason, this episode, it kind of represents a lot of what he was like, and he's very similar to Mirai. People were already saying, people like Kakashi were already saying like Mirai is so much like Asuma, but we didn't really get to see like anything. Any of the the people have like a flashback of their interactions with Asuma that would show us what his characteristics were, what his personality was like when he was trying to be like the cool, like tough guy or whatever, right? But in this episode, we kind of get to see that with Choji reminiscing back on his memories when he was a genin trying to and his training with Asuma, and I kind of like that. I actually really like that. I really like that we got to see more insight with Asuma's character, and I don't feel like we got to really see that at all back in the old series, and I really appreciate that. And it also just makes me appreciate Mirai even more, because I already really enjoyed her from the beginning. I already really liked her personality, her her character traits. They were really enjoyable, and now I kind of like Mirai even more. I think she's becoming much more of a interesting character, and she's becoming her own person, and I really like that. I really like that. But Of course, that's kind of oversimplified by the fact that the whole entirety of the episode is Choji trying to, eat some amount of potato chips so he can gain a lot of calories, so he can use his super expansion jutsu, so he can, big up eyes and move this giant ass boulder. And of course, that happens at the end of the episode. Choji finally is able to do that, and then he moves the boulder. He leaves because he was already on a mission. The reason why he was there in the first place is because nearby he was doing a mission, and then he just kind of leaves, and that's pretty much it. The episode just kind of ends there. And then at the very end of the episode, before we get to the credits, and then of course the next episode spoilers, of course. Tatsumi, I think that's what her name is, the little girl that's following Midai and the others. Uh, Her whole thing about being around is that she's trying to go to a whole bunch of different hot springs to reminisce and live on the memories of her deceased mother. But apparently there is a hot spring that is going to be able to allow you to see people who have died. So for example, Tatsumi's mother, she's trying to go there so she can see her mom again, and she's insinuating that if Midai went with her, Midai would be able to go and see her father, who is obviously dead. And we're gonna have to wait and see what happens next week, because in the previews we see Midai looking towards Asuma, kind of like if he's sort of alive but not dead. But I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. But overall, the episode, it was fine. I think it adds a lot more characteristic traits about Asuma that we didn't really get to see before. It made me really appreciate him a lot more, and it made me like Midai even more than I already kind of did. So, there were a couple of moments in the episode where I kind of had a little bit of a chuckle, and I thought it was pretty funny at a couple different times. But other than that, it was a very average episode. It didn't really do a whole lot. But, we get to see more of Midai, and I'm just really glad that we get to see more of her, because I really like seeing her. I like seeing her characteristics, her quirkiness, her shyness. I think it's funny. I think it's enjoyable. And then, of course, at the end of the episode, we basically straight up lolly porn, so that's I'm sorry, but like this little girl is in a hot spring and she's naked and she's there. I'm just like, oh, this is kind of uncomfortable. I should click off of this right now, or wait until the episode ends and hurry up for the episode to end, and then we get to the credits. And I don't know, just a little weird how, because we don't even know how old she is. Like we don't know, like she has to be younger than Midai. Like no way that she isn't. Just I don't know, it was a little weird. I don't know, I felt a little odd watching those two, in the hot springs, You get what I mean. I'm gonna shut up now. This is the end of the video. That's the end of the video. If you did enjoy it for whatever reason, be sure to leave a like. And if you are new, subscribe for more videos just like this. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a wonderful day. And tomorrow we have Assassin's Creed Odyssey DLC, which I'm not looking forward to. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not looking forward to it. And then of course we have E3 soon, so whatever gets announced at E3, I'll probably talk about it and make a video about it. So anyways, that's it for me for today. I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be very soon, because One Punch Man comes out tomorrow? Yeah, tomorrow. Anyways, that's it for me. I'm out. Peace.